They served me divorce papers at work, right in front of my team. Her lawyer, grinning like he'd already won, said, "Your wife is filing for divorce. She's seeking everything, the house, the assets, full custody. Your children don't even want your name anymore." I stayed calm, not reacting to his words. I didn't say a thing. I simply reached into my desk drawer, pulled out a sealed envelope, and handed it to him. "Take this to your client," I said. He stared at the envelope, confused. I didn't explain. By evening, my phone was ringing off the hook. Her mother was sobbing on the other end. How could you do this? After 13 years. But the truth was, I hadn't forgotten. She had. 12 years of marriage. 12 years of building a life together. And in secret, Rosa was tearing it all down. To the world. She was a perfect wife, an image of warmth, the queen of school fundraisers, the sweet, soft-spoken partner who smiled at Sunday church gatherings. To me, everything seemed safe, comfortable. We had built a life I thought we could keep. But then I noticed the signs. 3 years ago, the shift began. Her texts became more guarded. Her laughter, once spontaneous and carefree, turned calculated. She flinched when I walked into a room unannounced. I didn't confront her. I just watched and waited. She thought she was clever. Separate phone, meeting him in hotels around town. But I was patient. I hired a private investigator. For months later, I had everything. Names, dates, video footage. She was seeing Paul Grant, her old college boyfriend. A jobless, divorced parasite, smooth-talking and manipulative. I waited while they built their little fantasy. While she poisoned our children's minds against me, telling them I was distant, controlling, that I didn't understand them. Lies repeated enough times become truth in the eyes of a child. I played the fool, smiled through anniversaries, bought her roses, took the kids to soccer games, let her believe I didn't see. But I wasn't blind. Behind the scenes, I built my case. I kept track of our bank accounts, asset movements, every financial discrepancy. I documented every time she left the kids alone to meet him. I recorded the children crying when she didn't come home. I embedded software into our shared devices. Perfectly legal, since they were still our property. And then I found it, the trigger, a letter from a man named Howard Blackwell. It was addressed to her, sealed and buried deep in a folder from 13 years ago, before we married. A confession, a plea. He had just found out she was pregnant and begged her not to hide the child from him. The letter was dated 1 month before we got engaged. The math hit me like a cold slap. Our daughter wasn't mine. Rosa had buried that secret like she was a dead body. She needed stability, and I was the fool who gave it to her. Now she wanted to take everything. My children, my name. It was like theft, walking away with her hands full. I rewrote the script. The envelope I handed her lawyer wasn't filled with drama. No threats. No outbursts. Just a 2-page summary. It detailed everything. The affair, evidence of child neglect, her partner's criminal record, bank fraud involving our joint account. And then the kicker, a sealed DNA test proving that our daughter wasn't mine. The final line read, "This information will be presented to court unless a full withdrawal of the divorce petition and custody claims is received within 48 hours. I sent a copy to her mother, too. Rosa had always feared her mother's judgment more than anything. It had been the iron hand that had shaped her. By 9 p.m., her mother was on the phone, pleading with me through her tears, begging me to reconsider. By midnight, Rosa was parked outside my house, mascara running down her face, shaking in the car. She didn't knock. She just sat there, crying. I didn't go out. She wasn't there for forgiveness. She was there because the mask had cracked, and she didn't know who to be without it. The next day, she withdrew the divorce petition, signed over joint custody, agreed to waive spousal support. Her lawyer called again with an offer of an amicable solution. I didn't bother responding. I had already won. A year later, I saw Paul Grant at a gas station. He didn't recognize me. He looked smaller than I expected. I let him keep his ignorance. Some men deserve to rot in their delusions. Sometimes my daughter asks about her name. She doesn't know. Maybe one day I'll tell her, But not now. For now, I am her father, the only one who stayed. As for Rosa, she walks like a ghost now. She's fallen from grace. Her little kingdom of lies has crumbled, and the secrets she buried have turned to dust. People say revenge is bitter, that it leaves you hollow. They're wrong. Revenge is clarity. It's the taste of truth finally spoken, a life rebalanced. Rosa thought betrayal was a blade she could press to my throat. She never realized I handed it to her, letting her cut herself with it. I still keep that envelope, the one I gave her lawyer, not as a trophy, but as a reminder. Some wars aren't won with fists or fire. They're won in silence and patience, and in knowing exactly when to strike. When you do, make sure they never forget who handed them their downfall.